generate everywhere. Because I'm going to... Okay, I got distracted by a comment on my video last night, someone trying to troll me, so I'm going to end up having to ban them pretty soon, but that's neither here nor there. I have very few comments on
There
my...
we are.
Hey, Zulu One is
All
here.
right.
Brian Stavely, awesome.
Yes.
I'm guessing that we are live and rolling. Let me just make sure it's going on D Live, which it should be. I think my problem last night was I just had too many tabs open and it just didn't want to work properly. So now I'm just kind of trying to limit the amount of stuff I have going at once, just because my computer is a piece of crap and I don't want to overextend its abilities. Sure it's going.
All right.
Hey, Karen B, Stefanelli, Shanessa the Great. Awesome. And once I figure out better how to make people moderators in D Live, I will do that as well. But anyway, hey everyone, I'm Dottie, and we are going to be talking about health and fitness tonight. So I'm joined by Ted Summer, who's on the bottom, and Zulu One, who's up top. And so yeah, we're just going to be talking about our journeys with health and struggles and successes and whatever else comes up. So if either of you would like to start with your health journey, that's fine, or I can start with mine. Either way, good with that.
Well, say you're the host, so might as well.
Okay, awesome. Well, I am Dottie, and I am 34, and I have never been in good shape my entire life. I've struggled with weight since childhood, basically, and I've always just kind of steadily gained more weight, and I grew up not knowing how to eat properly. You know, we ate basically hostess goodies and, you know, frozen pizzas, and if it was in a box or like a frozen thing, that is what we ate. And so yeah, I always hated working out as well. I thought that it was just basically a punishment for what you ate. Like, you know, if you ate bad, then you had to work out really hard to accommodate for that. You know, I always hated running in like gym class. Like running the mile was like the biggest dread of my middle school, high school life, just like pure torture. And so, yeah, when I was in my early 20s, my breakfast used to be an energy drink and some kind of pastry, like a muffin or something like that. And so then I had my son in my mid-20s, and I think about a year after he was born, I reached a point that I weighed more not pregnant than I did at the end of my pregnancy. And something snapped in me at that point because I weighed 216 pounds. I'm only 5'3", so that's a lot of weight on a short frame. It was very hard on me. So yeah, something snapped in me that I was like, okay, I have to do something. It's time to change, or else like I'm just gonna keep getting fatter and I'm gonna have a heart attack or something. And so I started doing workout DVDs. I really enjoyed like Jillian Michaels. That she was just absolutely brutal, but just awesome workouts. And in high school, I took you could take either gym or you could take health club if you were a female. And so me and my friends took health club, and in that class, we would do workout DVDs, or every Wednesday we would have like a heart rate monitor day where you'd have to do something to keep your heart rate up. And the few DVDs that we did in that class that I really enjoyed was Tae Bo, which is kickboxing. That was super fun. So that was another DVD that I picked up, was Tae Bo. And so, yeah, I mean, I would work until like 11 or midnight, and I would come home and I would do a Jillian Michaels or Tae Bo, just some like really intense cardio. I started losing weight, and then I started. I found a group through a mutual friend on Facebook that she runs a health coaching company. And so I joined her Facebook group and started learning more about food and how that affects you, and that food is actually the biggest factor into your weight loss journey. Working out can really only go so far because that's only an hour of your day tops, maybe. And the rest of the day you're awake and you're eating, and aside from the hopefully 8 hours that you're sleeping, but yeah, throughout the day you're just eating. And so yeah, I started learning about nutrition more and just cutting out processed items. I was really into meal prepping. Every Sunday I would spend like 3 hours and make a big pot of chili that would last me through the week, or I would bake like salmon and green beans and all this stuff, and I would just meal prep everything throughout the week and eat that. And I was having great success with that. And I when I started working at Amazon, the weight continued to just melt off. I'm not super crazy about what weight I am, but I always wanted to get down to 165 again, which was the weight that I was when I got pregnant. And so that was the only weight that I really wanted to see on the scale again. And so when I started working at Amazon, that is a very active job. You are working 10 hours at least a day, sometimes 12, 13, 14 hours a day, and you are just hustling your ass off the whole day. And it was amazing. I think I lost another 25 pounds in my first couple months there. And through my year and a half that I was there, I got down to, I think, about 160. And then this summer, I stopped working at Amazon, worked at Best Western briefly, but now I've been unemployed since mid-June, and have unfortunately gained back some of the weight that I lost at Amazon. And now I'm just at the point that I really need to get back into it. I need to do whatever it takes to make it happen. But food is a great struggle for me because it's very comforting. And when you're depressed or just down in any way, like, you don't want to eat carrots. You want to eat something that is just like fatty and filling, and like the stick to your ribs kind of food. So
Yeah.
you don't want to eat healthy when you're just feeling like shit, but then when you eat the bad foods, it makes you feel even worse. It just kind of compounds into a big problem. But I have been doing Tae Bo again and Zumba, which I actually, through my health coach company, I did become a health coach, but I've never done anything with it because I've always felt like nobody would want to follow me or be coached by me if I'm still struggling with these problems. Like I just haven't felt like I'm a coach. And so it's very hard for me to think of pursuing being a health coach to someone else when I'm like, well, what am I going to say to them if they come to me and they're like, oh, I'm so overwhelmed, I'm so down, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, well, shit, I'm dealing with that too. Like, how am I supposed to tell you that if I don't know how to help myself? And then I also became a Zumba instructor, and I just, again, haven't done anything with that. But now with, all these lockdowns and work being so like unbearable because you don't know if people are going to harass you about the mask, and all this nonsense, I just think, well, maybe it's time to just start up like online Zumba classes.
Yeah.
People want to join that, like $5 for a class or something, and just do it online. And because at least then I would be moving my body in a way that's enjoyable, and other people can join me as well. Because yeah, I mean, that's really just such a big thing, is just finding a way to move that you enjoy. Because I still don't like running. I don't think I ever will. I like short, like sprints of running, but I don't like just running for miles and miles and
No.
miles, endless running. I don't like that at all. But I mean, there's literally a million ways to move your body, and everybody can find a way that suits them. And with the joys of YouTube, there is no workout that I've wanted to find on there that I haven't been able to find. And so really I just like get in my own way a little bit too much and think and overthink about it too much, and just kind of psych myself out to like not wanting to do stuff. But then I like feel worse because I'm like, well, also don't want to be fat and gain back this weight that I've already lost. And so that is basically the point that I am at right now. So yeah.
Oh, that's pretty damn awesome. Would have been trying to think here right now off the top of my head. So what are your biggest issues with like not wanting to work out? I mean, aside from like, the comfort food and things of that sort. I mean, because I know it's like, and it does suck for people to like, just one day, just kind of snap out of it, like, all right, I'm done being a fat ass and I hate looking at myself naked and whatnot. So I'm going to do something about it to change the way I look and act and feel. But you need to like recognize the initial problem of why you're not doing it and what led you to that. I mean, I think everyone deals with that in their own personal ways, whatever else. I mean, that's what I dealt with when I moved to Idaho for a few months or whatnot. But in those 4 or 5 months I was there, I put on, an extra 10, 15 pounds of just pure shit because I was in a very rural-ish type area in northern Idaho, and the only thing that was really kind of comforting was, getting a few beers after work every night, get home, do that. Wouldn't eat like the best of food, but it's not fast food. But not really working out. And then the few attempts I did try working out, I never really stuck with it. I just kind of like fell into a slump.
Mm-hmm.
So it just felt like it might have just been like the terrain. So I moved back to Washington, and immediately I got back into the gym. Actually, I'm gonna pull up a fun little screen share here so people can kind of see what the hell I was talking about, because it's kind of funny.
Can I just say real quick, Dottie?
Yes.
You said earlier that, how can I help other people when I'm going through the same thing? I believe you do help people when you tell them they're not alone.
Oh, yeah.
We're all struggling.
So we all seeing the fun, wonderful picture of myself right now?
Yep. Let's see it.
Yeah, this was me right when I got back from Idaho. Yeah, I know it's better than most these days, but for me, this was kind of fat. I was about almost 230 pounds. Mm. But in about a month, that was February 1st, the first picture. This is about midway through March. And this was by July.
Nice.
And all I was doing was I cut out the crap. I was working out like a madman. But that's that.
Awesome.
Oops. Do I stop screen sharing yet? Or shit. Yeah,
I can share.
Yeah, okay, cool. I don't need to see more embarrassing pics of me here. But
Those were left.
I know, right? But no, it's like when the first couple of days I was back at the gym, I was just what did I do? Just like a simple like arm workout, upper body basically, and I couldn't like bend my arms. It hurt anywhere like past here. So I'd have to like force it, or I'd have to like sleep underneath with my arms underneath my bed to kind of stretch them out. It hurt that bad. It had not been working out at all for shit. But once it started healing after a week or so, then I was like back into full workout mode, and it was insane. And yeah, I started like what you're doing, like meal prepping. I would do that for myself. I'd cook a whole bunch. Hold on again. Hey, yeah, I got another one here. This won't be too bad. Okay, I think it's the next pick. No. See, this would be like something. It's something typical that I would make for myself. I would have chicken breast, rice, brown rice, like red beans, veggies. I'd have mushrooms, asparagus, and I'd douse it. Make it spicy because
spices are really good for your metabolism.
Very much so, yeah. Because
really,
it is.
It's spicy. Like
It increases your heart rate, helps detoxify your body a little bit more, push that shit out of your way. Other things I would be doing would be intermittent fasting. If anyone doesn't know, that's basically a period of time where you will not be eating. I would, like, in the mornings, I wouldn't eat breakfast. I would get up, I would go to the gym, I would go to work, and that's right before work. I'd probably have a snack or something like that. But my eating window would be like, by 8 hours or so, 8 to 10 hours. And that time frame, that's where I'd be eating the majority, if not all, my food in that time frame. Like, have a breakfast, my little breakfast, lunch, dinner type thing. But now even I've fine-tuned that even a little bit more while I'm over here in North Carolina. I might have like a light breakfast, but majority of my food intake is dinner time. And that's helped him, because now I'm under 200 pounds. So I've been hovering roughly about between 190, 195 pounds for the last couple months solidly. It's been pretty nice. Mostly because during the summertime here in North Carolina, the humidity is so high and you get the high heat. So I'd be working out in the yard, and I would sweat 5 pounds off, not a problem, not even trying. I'm like chugging water. I'm doing everything I can to keep fluids in my body, but it's just flushing out every time, which is great. And then also, thanks to COVID and all, I couldn't go to the gym anymore, so I had to figure a way. I would do at work, at home workouts. Hang on a sec. If I can do this right here. But, these bands, you can do this for a plethora of different exercises, from upper body, lower body. You can wrap it around a pole or something. You can use it for like side twists with doing core exercises.
Right.
And if
I have a couple of the bands that they're just a full circle, and you just like put them around your legs or stuff like that.
Yeah, like these guys.
Yeah.
I've learned, these are no joke. I've done these crazy leg finisher exercises where you'll have it on your leg. You have your legs shoulder width apart. You'll take a step right, then you follow with a step left. Then you do 2 steps right, then 2 steps left, and you work your way all the way up to 10. By then your legs are on fire. It's insane. But it's a great stability exercise. And there's also the other benefit of weightlifting is also all the less stress on your joints, because Zulu's saying when he came over just the other day, talking about how he's like 20 pounds lighter than the last time I saw him. Like, I mean, he looks smaller, yes, but 20 pounds lighter, and he's he's feeling it, but his knees aren't hurting as much. It's like you get more mobility out of it. That's another beauty. Yeah.
Right. Well, your knees are such a sensitive joint that, if you think about it, like all that weight is down on your knees, on your ankles, on your feet. And, the more weight that you have up top, it's just pulling down on all that stuff. And, it's a big myth that women think that if they add in weights or stuff like that, they're going to somehow get bulky. Well, we don't produce enough testosterone to get bulky. You will get very toned and lean, and you're going to get like a booty that's all full of muscle, and you'll get like toned arms and cute abs. And like, we don't get bulky unless you're just like lifting crazy absurd amounts, and then you're like eating a ton. Like, it's very hard for women to get bulky with muscle, like and so yeah, the thought that we only need cardio, it's like you have a whole body of muscles, and your heart is just one muscle. And cardio, like, you might burn a few hundred calories during that one workout, but once you stop elevating your heart rate like that, the calories stop burning. But if you lift weights, you actually burn calories into the next day still, and just by adding more muscle to your body. And yeah, it'll jack up your metabolism. And so yeah, I'm really trying to focus on just stop focusing on the scale and weight loss, because what I want is fat loss, and I could lose a bunch of fat and still weigh what I currently weigh, but I will look 100% better. And so yeah, at this point I'm doing cardio because I enjoy it, like Zumba or Taekwondo. Those are just really fun to me. And so I think, well, doing a fun workout is better than doing nothing. But I'm also trying really hard to add in some kind of strength training, be it yoga or the resistance bands. I also just got this little gadget, the ab wheel, to strengthen my core and arms and stuff like that, because that really the strength training and muscle building is where it's at for what most people really want. And so.
And you don't need a lot of equipment. I mean, after the whole BS lockdowns and the gym closed and now filed for bankruptcy, I just had to kind of go through what I know, what I've learned and researched over the years and different techniques and whatnot. But as long as you have an able body, you can basically do any and everything. And if you got a little bit of, all you need is really like an 8x5 area really to work out to get everything you really need, going from like upper body, lower body, core, cardio. There's like the facets of weightlifting and fat loss and all that, and healthiness in general is you can either work hard, you can work long, or you can work intensely, but you can't do both. It's that's why I would try every workout I did at the gym while I was still open. I would just try and fine tune my workouts so I could be in and out as fast as possible so I can enjoy my day. Because sure, going to the gym is fun and whatnot, but you don't want to be there for 2 hours unless you've got like some dead set triathlon thing you're training up for, or you're a professional athlete or whatnot. But I could kick the living crap out of myself within less than an hour, no problem.
When I used to go to the gym, I would do like 20 or 30 minutes on the stair climber, which is like, dang, if you want cardio quick, that thing will kill you. But you also get the benefits of like the strength of, building your leg muscles up. And then after that, I would go and lift weights or whatever in the weight section for the other half hour or so. And I'd only be at the gym for an hour, and it was great. It was wonderful. But now at this point, like, there's no Planet Fitness near me, and being unemployed, I haven't been able to afford the gym. And and I'm not going to wear a mask while I work out. Like, that's insanity. And so I've just really been trying to just do what I can at home, because at the end of the day, most people just really need to move their body more and stop eating like shit. And that's like, you'll have great success with that. So,
Yeah. So
say
who I am, or am I deal?
Yeah, go for it, Zulu.
All right. Well, I'm Mark, Zulu 1. 53. I'll be 54 next month. I've always been a big guy. I was 12 years old. I was 6 foot, 240 pounds, and I wasn't fat. I was big. We were rednecks. I got moved from the Bronx to the country, and we were outside all the time, playing in the woods, chopping down trees, being stupid shit. It's kind of stupid, but we would box each other. We'd have karate matches, guy stuff. Just so I was big. I mean, I was fat, but I wasn't like fat. I was thick. And so all through high school, no problem. Didn't have any health issues. I was, young. Then I guess probably mid-20s, just started to be too comfortable and relaxed and working and finding myself eating out all the time. Like you said, food, eating out all the time, having shitty food. And then, I guess because just before I got married, I lost weight. I was back down. I got fat, and then I got back down to like 235 because I had medical issues, and I had to do it because I had to have a gallbladder removed. So that was good. Then I started my career as an insurance weasel, and 21 years of being in the field of nothing else to eat but bread. Every freaking thing out there is bread. Everything is breaded. Even the meat you can buy is breaded. Everything is bread. I'm like disgusted with myself that I let myself go so bad. Last year And actually, I should retract that because I don't want people to feel that way and be disgusted with yourself. The problems happen to people. You get stuck in this rut. I just met a friend in Myrtle who the last time I saw him, he was a beanpole, and he's 3 times my size. Like,
Damn.
I was just like, what the hell? I didn't say anything, but I was just like, whoa. And same thing, routine: go to work, come home, eat, sleep. Go to work, come home, eat, sleep. It sucks. So last year, just before my mother died, she passed in December, which, and I was joking before, I said I'm glad she died, and I'm serious. I'm glad she didn't have to deal with this COVID. She would have been in a fucking nursing home and never been able to see anybody, and my brother would have been losing his sanity because he's mama's #1 boy, and it's just so crazy. Sorry, squirrel. And so I was 355 pounds, and it was same shit. Go to work, eat some shit on the road, come home, go to sleep, go to work, same shit. And then COVID happened, and I was home, and I wasn't eating the crap on the road.
Yeah.
And I don't know why, but I just decided that I wasn't going to drink soda anymore. That
Good decision.
Yeah.
I think that I should probably listen to my friends and family. That's bad shit. Don't drink it.
I know, if anything, especially telling about Pepsi, like the aborted fetal cells crap that's in it, and your yoga mat material and the Mountain Dew and a lot of that stuff, along with aspartame.
I equate it to antifreeze. You can't leave antifreeze on the ground because dogs love it. To them, it's like, I don't know if it's sweet or what, but they love that shit, and it'll kill them. And we love this stuff, and it kills us.
Well, yeah, I mean, food like that is specifically engineered to be really addictive. Like, it tastes really good and it gets you hooked. And I mean, Coca-Cola, they admitted, like, they have cocaine in it. Like, someone has to come in every couple months and like scrape their machines of the residual cocaine that.
Well, not like what they used to have back in the day, the original times. But I know, but yeah, the thing is, it's all sugar, and the sugar shit is what's killing everybody. It's very addictive. It's worse than cocaine, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
Eats your teeth. It becomes your body's sense of energy, and so your body's just passing by and all good stuff that you may or may not be intaking. And you have your sugar crashes. You have your rotten teeth. You have sleeplessness issues. You have a whole bunch of litany of crap that could happen.
Joints.
Your joints.
Pain. Oh my God! I hear people that drink Diet Pepsi or Diet Coke for years and then stop, and they're like, I don't feel the pain anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I know. It's like, wonder why your migraines are gone.
Yeah, so I wasn't eating on the road. I was at home, and I don't know what happened. I was just bored, I guess, and I was going through my closet looking for a different pair of boots to wear, and found that I had bought years ago. I could do a lot of shit with those things.
You're cutting in and out a little bit, Zulu.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. The connection.
better.
I don't know what I'm fucking up.
Satellites aren't working.
Yeah, that connection.
So,
And I found these dumbbells in the back of the closet, started using them just to do something.
right.
And like when I saw you guys at Flattoberfest, I was 365, and well, Daddy, I hung at like 260 for like weeks.
Mm-hmm.
But I was working out every night, and my clothes are getting bigger and bigger, and I'm like, why am I still 260? Why am I still that? She said, stop looking at the fucking scale, dude.
Yeah.
Like ridiculous. Just do whatever you're doing. If you feel better, you feel better.
Yeah.
So I happen to get lucky. A friend of mine was moving and sold me a complete Olympic gym set. So now I have everything in my basement, and I can go right downstairs and do a full workout. And I've been lucky. My son has been working out with me because it's definitely nice to have a motivator. And, I keep trying to get him to go down there with me. So we go down every night. And I've just been consistently doing that. And, and like you said about core stuff, I, I, I hate them. I, like you said, running, I won't run. I should have been a running back, a fullback or something, because the 10 yards, I am fast as fuck. I've always been that way. I mean, people will say shit to me and then think they're going to run away, and I'm like, on you. But after that, fuck it, go.
Yeah.
If I don't have my gun and I can't shoot you, keep running, whatever.
Yeah, sprints are really awesome. Yeah, not a fan of long distance running, but sprints are great.
Yeah. You could.
I've actually been doing sit-ups. I showed you that stupid crunch thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, decline bench. Yeah.
And I was.
Have you tried it with weights yet?
Yeah. And the point I'm trying to get at is you have to start somewhere.
Yeah. It's like
one. I couldn't do one, and now I do 30 every night with my. Actually, I do a 10 set between whatever rep I'm doing of whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go and just do 10 crunches.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't do any, and I was so like bummed out because I had it for a couple weeks and I didn't even want to touch it. I was like, I just don't want to. And I realized, well, it's another part of me that helps me be better. Do everything. And like you mentioned, I don't know, I don't have a goal. All I have, my goal is just to be healthier. My shoulder doesn't hurt at all.
Yeah.
What? My knees. It was funny before I had to go get something out of my truck, and I ran around the house to my truck, ran back to my dad's car, and was like, I haven't done that in like a while, and that was no problem, and it was fast, and I was like, it was weird. It was just like a shocker because I don't run.
Right.
Yeah. But if you
benefits, I mean, I definitely don't ever want to be like that guy who quit smoking cigarettes and then is like a dick to everybody who still smokes cigarettes.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm no better than anyone else. I'm just trying to find my way, and I'm lucky I have you guys are motivators. You help me. You give me so much information, and I mean, reach out to Dottie, reach out to Ted. They know so much.
I know. So I used to be a trainer for 3 months. It wasn't much, but it's like I've been in like the fitness thing for better half of a decade, and I've picked up a lot of tips and tricks through a lot of trial and error to get where I'm at, and I'm continuing to learn and everything. There's a lot of stuff, but one of the big things you need to do is like at least have that initial goal, because once you reach that goal, crush it, find a new goal, keep on trucking. It's like I used to never be able to do a freaking pull-up. I remember it was about 8 years ago when I first started working out. It's like the most I could do for a pull-ups were like maybe 4, 5, maybe at best. And now I could continuously do, I don't know if I could do it now, but I'd be doing like 3 sets of 12, no problem.
Nice. Yeah, that was one of my favorite machines at the gym. They had a assisted pull-up machine, so you could adjust, add like 100 weights of assisted weight to it, and then you would only be pulling, say 80 pounds or whatever. Like it would just help you build up to that, and that was a really great one. I think my biggest goal currently is I really want to be able to do an actual push-up. Still with my knees on the floor, those push-ups are still very, very hard for me, and I really I've never been able to do a real push-up, and I just I want to do some of those so very bad. So that's a huge goal for me right now. But yeah, I mean, it's just something that you start with as many as you can do in the modified version, and if eventually you will get to the point you can do one push-up, you can do one pull-up. You have to being patient with yourself, I think is so very hard, because we're in a day and age where everything is so instant, an instant meal, or you just order it on your phone, it'll be there within 2 days, or everything is I have to have it right now. And so then when you go on a health journey, you're just oh great, I've been doing all this stuff for however long, and I'm still only down a few pounds or, whatever, but you just have to be really honest with yourself. Like, well, are you committing to eating better? Are you still snacking too much? Are you being mindful about how much you're moving your body, or are you just half-assing it, and because if you half-ass your food and your workouts, well, you're going to get half-ass results, and that's just a fact. But yeah, being patient with yourself is very, very challenging for sure. And especially like I'm really bad at just comparing myself, because it's like, well, how does that person just like snap, wake up, and they're like doing so great? Or, the difference between men's bodies and women's bodies, like you both could do the exact same workout as me, and your body will change in ways that mine won't in that same amount of time. And that just is a fact of like, women's bodies want to hold fat on them so that we can grow big, healthy babies. That is just a fact of life. And, you just got to figure out what you need to do to give your body that, whatever it is it needs. And yeah, being patient is very hard though. Yeah.
And I just wanted to say also, the other big thing was I only eat, well, it always was, I started with, I don't eat after 7 p.m. now. And that's for the last like 7 months. And if I don't eat by 7, I don't eat.
Yeah.
There you go.
And I've never been a breakfast person. I look back at my life and I really never ate till 10, 11 in the morning ever. Mm-hmm. I don't like it. I get up and I feel, well, I don't want to load up. I got to get up and motivate and do things. I never.
Yeah, fasting is a wonderful thing to add to your journey. I did a 4.5 day water fast a couple weeks ago, and it was awesome. It was so amazing. And yeah, now I'm trying to implement intermittent fasting, but just giving yourself a big gap of time where you're not eating, then your body doesn't have to spend energy on digesting. It starts to spend energy on healing your body and fixing issues with it. And yeah, fasting is really just a wonderful tool to add into your fitness life. So
yeah, absolutely. I thought you were batshit crazy, and then when I tried it, I couldn't believe it. I did what, 90 hours? 90? I think
so, yeah.
Oh, it's like 4 days.
I got 3 workouts in that were like the best ones ever. I mean, I was crushing it. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And I had so much energy. I was like awake as that morning, like, boom, let's go, and crazy. And I only ate because I psyched myself out, because I was like, man, I worked out the last 3 days and I think maybe I should eat now. And then I ate and I wasn't hungry and I ate, and then I felt guilty because I ate. I didn't need to yet.
Yeah.
And
well,
I did another one before I took my road trip. That was like only like 50 hours. I had lunch, and then I didn't eat dinner till like 2 days later. And
nice.
Again, weirdest fucking thing. Sorry. Energy like from, and I mean, I have reserves, fatness, but unbelievable. I don't know why that works. And
I was gonna say, I could probably tell you why.
Telling me, but it's just crazy to me that it works.
Yeah. Well, one of the main reasons is because your body's going into the form of ketosis, where you've heard of like the keto diets, and what that really entails is, it's like what, 50% fats and 15% protein, or 15% carbs and like 35% proteins. And so what your body's doing is, instead of using carbs as your energy, it's starting to use your fats. So when you're doing those like 2 and 4 whatever day water fasts, and you're doing these crazy workouts, your body needs a fuel source, so it's going right for the fat. And if you got an abundance of that, guess what? You get ready for a hammering time of a workout, because your body's got like a limitless supply essentially, and you're just going to be crushing every workout. So I can kind of understand why you're like feeling guilty when you were finally decided to eat a little bit. But it's like, man, you could probably kept it up probably for a good week, and you probably would have been perfectly fine if you just kept with water and consistency of your workouts. And about to say, for your workouts, are you like splitting it up in any way, shape, or form? Because like what I used to do for my workouts would be like a push-pull legs kind of a scenario where the push is your chest, shoulders, and your triceps one day. The next day will be back and biceps. So it'll be the pull workouts.
Right, dude. We switch that, and we also legs every night. Also, either push or pull, and we do shrugs every night, abs every night, and what was the other thing? Something else he's making me do. I forgot, but
yeah.
We try to do those every night and then work the other ones, flip them every other day.
Yeah.
So, and then
Yeah.
This lunatic taunts me into doing an exercise. She goes, start with your heaviest weight of the dumbbells, do as many reps as you can to failure, then go down 5 pounds and do it again. And then go 5 down, do the whole fucking
drop sets. Drop sets are killer.
Yeah.
And my arms were fucking rubber, but the next morning I loved that soreness, that burning, that I was just like, holy shit, I still feel pumped and raging. Awesome exercise. Awesome.
Yeah, and that's why weights are so great, is because even like that next day you're still burning calories. Like your metabolism it goes insane when you add in weights. And I mean, who doesn't want, like, the more muscle you have, the more calories and fat you're going to burn by doing nothing. Like just standing in your kitchen, you had a great workout the night before, you're still like burning those calories off. And I mean, it's just, it's such a wonderful thing to add into everything. And I'm excited to do more with my bands and my new roller thing. And muscle is definitely where it's at.
Items around the house that you can use as a weight. I mean, hell, a gallon container, put water in it, seal it, and
you have
8 pounds, right? Almost
10
pounds.
8 pounds.
Yeah. Do 100 freaking curls with it. Your arms will feel it.
Well, and if you start to get tired, just keep chugging that water and take the weight
drop set
into your body, and then your bottle will get lighter. And so benefits there.
There you go. Yeah, you're right. You just got to get up and do something.
Yeah.
It was weird. I knew this guy, Nick. He was like Lou Ferrigno, Arnold Schwarzenegger big. He was ginormous. And he said that, because he was like, well, you still got to do cardio. And I was like, okay. And he said, I don't give a shit what you do, as long as you do 30 minutes of it at least 3 times a week. He goes, I don't care. And I don't know. I always felt there was some validity to that. That because there's so many different things, you said. And like I said, I ain't fucking running.
Yeah. Well, cardio doesn't necessarily have to be just, running. I mean, you could do various forms, like you could do burpees, you could run in place, you could do jumping jacks, you can do, you could set up like a little tiny, if you got like a tiniest little yard, you could use that for like doing back and forth, like set up little cones, run, touch cone, go back to the next one.
Wind sprints. Yeah.
Or if you got a lot of area, like kind of like what I do, I mean, I got hills, I can do like walking lunges, I could run in the yard, I could do walks, I could mix it up, I could do like a HIIT type of a training, I could sprint for set time, then I can cool down with a walk or a brisk walk, go back into like a jog, run, and then go a full sprint again. I could just cycle through that for like 10 minutes and I'll probably kick my own ass. I have trees, it's basically like a Rocky Balboa kind of workout going for myself.
Yeah.
But just usual household chores and yard work does plenty.
He was carrying logs, running through the backyard, all glistening.
Well, I was carrying both me and Karen were carrying huge ass rocks up to that rock path that we have. Those came from down in the woods. Awesome. And carrying that for a long while. And then we brought it up like one of the big hills, and then we put it into a big utility cart. Then I ended up towing that up the remainder of the path. And by the end of that, it's like, man, our lower body was on fire. I mean, sitting down was like a struggle. It was great like that. But, it's like there's a plethora of various exercises. I'm like, I almost kind of want to start like a second YouTube channel just for like a truther workout videos or something like that. Just something to do during all this crap where, going to the gym is not everyone's best option right now, especially if you like enjoy breathing and they make you wear a mask or something, which is horseshit. But it's like there's many things you can do around the house. You don't even need any weights. I mean, for people who are struggling doing push-ups, start with doing it on a wall, and then you can maybe you can get on if you have a strong enough table or a bench or something, you can do like incline push-ups, because those are like the easiest. Those are at incline, the normal variant, or a decline push-up and stuff. Incline are the easiest ones, because I would use that for like a finishing move for like a chest workout, where I would do a decline push-up. So I'd have my feet on the back of like a bench or something like that, so it's elevated. I'd do that till I burned out. Then I would do a flat push-ups, and I'd do that till I burned out. Then I'd get on my knees and do flat push-ups till I can't do it anymore. Then I would get up on my arms are on that bench, and I'm doing push-ups till I can't do it no more. Then I do it when I'm on my knees with doing that. It's like my chest hurt for days after that. I mean, you could do simple. I'm sorry, you probably can see this for an example. You can just like put your hands here. It's just like kind of an isometric kind of exercise where you just kind of hold the position for a set amount of time. But, when just pushing your hands together, you are going to feel a bit of a contraction in your chest. There's a whole, like, probably a dozen or more variations of push-ups you can do to really activate your pectoral muscles and help mobility in your shoulders to make sure you're back. But the main problem that people encounter with weightlifting, why it hurts them so much, probably not in the best way, is because they're not doing it correctly. And that's where you have a lot of sports injuries and sports-related injuries. People who like to do flies on a bench, you get your dumbbells, they go too far, and then you'll have rotator cuff issues later on down because of that. So one technique I learned to do is just to do flies on the ground. That way you have a set limit to where your arms can go, you push it, and you work it back up. And the best part is, if you're really trying to get massive amounts of hypertrophy where you're just pushing it to your muscles are really breaking down, what you do is, like, when you get to like your final few reps, you just kind of roll your weights closer to yourself, you assist them up, and then you slowly bring it down on the eccentric way down. Yeah, you just keep, but you have your bumper, because your shoulders aren't going to be externally rotated out beyond a safe threshold. So you have that safety by having on the mat or ground or wherever you may be. But that's another very important issue. The form is a major one, because I've dealt with back issues for the last 15 years, because I had a herniated disc back when I was 25, and now 41. It's like every so often I still have an issue if maybe I'm on the couch lying wrong, or on the bed wrong, or I just do something funky. Most of the time it would be at the gym doing squats. I was always kind of halfway intimidated by it, because if I did a squat wrong, if my feet weren't like, perfectly parallel, or my back kind of tweaked, or if I did some funky shifting, because it was like in the L5, so it's like really down on the bottom, that will just ruin my day for a few weeks. But on the bright side is, I know how to heal that quickly by rest, a lot of yoga stretches, which is another big crucial thing if anyone's interested, for alleviating any and all pain in your joints, in your lower back, your neck, shoulders, arms, legs, etc. Yoga is a damn good thing. That fixed me up. I mean, because when I had a herniated disc, I was out for a couple months from work. They put me on like light duty, so I wasn't really doing anything. But they would take me to physical therapy. They would do a whole bunch of traction, give me pills. None of that. This is a long time ago, before waking up and whatnot. But that shit didn't do anything. But I picked up this simple yoga DVD at Best Buy, and 2 days of watching that, following through with all that, and my back was almost 95% back to normal. I was just blown away. I'm like, wow, why aren't we doing this stuff? Oh, wait, that's right. The medical industry likes to make money and make us lifelong customers. Duh.
Yeah.
So,
the medical industry
the table with one leg up and one arm up. What's that one called?
Oh, you do like little Superman, like those ab stretches. You extend like I know what you're talking about.
Like all over.
Yeah, you kind of you're like your knees are on the ground and it's kind of like like a
opposite left knee, right hand.
Yeah, just those Superman stretches. Yeah, that's great for core stability exercise. That's a big thing. People are misconception of what your core is. Core is basically everything from like about here, from like right below your chest, right under your rib cage, down to like right above, right around your upper part of your thigh and everything, because that is a big stretch of muscle and skeletal tissue and everything that is intertwined with how weight transfer, balance, all your physical movements and whatnot. It's like, if that's out of whack, then your whole body could potentially be out of whack, and that could cause some serious issues. Let's see if I can think of it.
The most effective, most simple things that you can do for your whole body, but especially your core, is planks. And there's so many variations of planks that you can do, but I mean, I still I try and just hold a plank for as long as I can, and I mean, your whole body is just shaking, and you're just sweating profusely, even from just trying to do a minute or two of that. And I mean,
what is that? What is that exercise? I don't know what that is.
Planks?
Yeah.
That's basically think of like a push-up position, but you're resting on your elbows. You have that, palms down, and you're kind of for the most part, straight back when you're and whatnot. You focus on that, but the part is most people do is they'll start slumping down. So say it's like your butt right here. They'll start slumping that down, and that kind of screws the whole thing up. You want to try to have a little bit of a bridge. Yeah, you basically like that.
Okay.
Yeah, but
jiu-jitsu, that's how they teach you. They taught us to fall. When I fall, I land here. I put everything from the tip of my finger to my elbow, all as one thing. So I understand what you're saying. Lay like that, and then hold my body straight and rigid. Yeah,
it's kind of like a push, like you're in a push-up position with your arms flat on the ground. But but after a while, once you start mastering plank, like the basic plank, it gets boring. So you got to incorporate other methods. You can go from there. You kind of one arm up, two arms up, one arm down. You can do that over and over and do little cycles like that. You could do planks on your side. You could do planks with maybe you have one of your legs straight, extending one of your legs out, kind of like a donkey kick almost, but just one leg at a time. Just alternate. Various forms that can help you stretch your back out.
DDP yoga, Diamond Dallas Page.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
That's what I do. And
okay.
I like the way he does it because he kind of incorporates a little bit of, and I guess it's what you say, calisthenics. What did you call it before? Where you're holding and you flex.
Oh, isometrics. Yeah.
Because and also, if you're a truck driver, because I noticed the last 3 days I've been in the car for 20 hours, and I've been bummed that I couldn't work out, but I'm a dork, and I'll admit it. You guys know me. I was just flexing, holding it while I'm driving, my abs, my core, just.
That's another. Yeah, another one is stomach vacuums. That's something you can, especially if you're doing long drives and whatnot, and you want some time to kill. What?
Stomach vacuum?
Well, yeah, they're just vacuums. People, you can either do them. You can do them laying down. You can do them sitting up. You can do them standing up. But basically, what you're trying to do is you breathe in. You fill up your stomach so it kind of sticks out fully. You breathe out, and you cinch in your stomach, and then when you do that, you also hold it that way too. Before you let everything out, and you hold it, if you can, for 5-10 seconds. And if that gets boring, you can implement some side twists here and there. Maybe you have some weights or a band or something you can do. But you can do that. Whatever. That was a trick of the trade for back in the day with Arnold, when he was competing back in the 70s and 80s. It's how they get those really tight freaking V's and shit is they cinch everything in. And you do like 100 of those a day, it's the result. I mean, you stay consistent with that for a few weeks, you'll feel some differences. I mean, for me right now, my main workouts is basically my work. It's physical. I work in a warehouse, and it's kind of a freezer. It's 34 degrees. So my body's spending a lot of energy just keeping myself warm. I'm layered up and everything. But my body's still burning a crap ton of energy just trying to keep myself warm.
More than Ted. Oh my God. And he doesn't have an ounce of fat on him. And
I got a fefew ounces. Don't worry. Not far from perfect.
Man, I don't know where you put that food.
Oh yeah, there's that. Ask everybody in the truth community who's seen me eat, or my own family. It's disturbing how much I eat. But this would have to be later. I'd have to let you guys talk for a bit while I grab these pictures. But a couple of years ago, I did this DEXA scan. Basically, you lay down on a tape, like a bench table thing, and they have like a thing that just goes around it, almost kind of like an X-ray, but it's like examining like your skeletal structure. Take into account like all your fat, your muscle, whatever, and kind of give you a good indication of where you're at, what your the visceral fat is, like the stuff around your belly and everything that could potentially lead to respiratory and cardiac kind of issues. How bad is your muscle imbalance? I mean, you could tell the difference between my left and my right arm. They're off by, this is a couple of years ago, so about half a pound of fat and whatnot, or muscle. But it's pretty cool to kind of see your skeletal structure too, seeing all that, how everything just kind of works, intertwines, and like where you might see you need improvement. It'll show you like where your major areas of fat are, or where your area, like it'll show you the good, the bad, the ugly. What?
I know where mine are.
Hey, but once you get that down, then you'll be like, holy shit, I'm a new man. And I know, because I see how it is. It's crazy.
I ask you something, and I guess it's kind of embarrassing, but no F's given. Fuck it.
Mm-hmm.
What am I gonna do with extra skin?
Extra skin. That's. It kind of depends. What were some of the
I can never have abs like you, even if I have no fat and am ripped underneath. I can't.
You just need to find a.
The key to having the least amount of extra skin is to lose the weight slowly and naturally. Like if you lost like a ridiculous amount of weight in a very short period of time, like you did like an extreme diet or something like that, and you lost a ton of weight in a very short amount of time, that is where you'll have the most extra skin. I follow a lot of fitness gals on Instagram, and it really varies from person to person. Some people can lose a ton of weight and only have a little bit of extra skin. Others end up having to have like surgery to remove the extra skin. It really just kind of depends on your body. And one gal that I follow, she has a lot of extra skin on her stomach, and she doesn't plan to have it removed because she doesn't mind how her body looks right now. It doesn't bother her. And then another gal, she had 7 pounds of skin removed from her stomach because it was causing her a lot of like upper back and neck pain because that weight was pulling on her. So really, you just have to kind of keep losing weight, and like you might get to a point that you're like, I feel pretty good in my body and I don't think I really need to worry about it. But yeah, I mean, everybody's body is different, so you just can't really,
So far, I feel great. I mean, I'm just losing weight. I mean, what I've been the couple things I heard were definitely hydration is an issue.
Mm-hmm.
You definitely have to have elasticity in your skin, and you can't if you're not hydrated.
Right.
And then a couple other people were mentioning collagen or a certain. I think it was collagen, something like that. Something that also helps to keep the skin give it good elasticity, and it wasn't specifically for extra skin. It was for skin health. They mentioned that was one of the benefits. That it tightens up the skin, makes everything healthy. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how long it's going to take before I get to that point. I mean,
yeah, because I mean, you could lose another 30 pounds and be like, you know what, I feel awesome in my body, and now I'm just going to try and maintain feeling awesome. And it just, you really never know. I think it's really most about just feeling better in your body, and weight doesn't have to determine you feeling good. And yeah, I mean, you might end up losing 200 pounds and just not really have extra skin, or like you just don't know how your body is going to change as it loses weight. And but yeah, I mean, as long as you're just trying to feel better and you're like feeling strong in your workouts and like you feel good, I think that's really the most important thing. And going back real quick to what we were saying about like the pulling in your ab thing, that's a great thing to do. Like if you're driving a ton, every time you get to a stoplight, just suck your abs in real tight and hold them there until a green light. Or that's a huge thing that people say is, well, I just don't have time to work out. I don't have time to go to the gym. I don't have time to do all this stuff. And then it's like, okay, well, do you watch TV? Which, guys, you shouldn't watch TV. It's awful. But if you watch TV that has commercials, every commercial break, get up for those 2 minutes, because nobody wants to watch the commercials anyway. Get up for those 2 minutes and just do some squats, or just try and hold your plank for the entire commercial break, or do some modified jumping jacks, or just do some kind of movement. And in an hour program, you're going to end up with a 20-minute workout just from doing something during your commercial breaks. So I mean, there's just little things like that you can do throughout your normal daily routine. Or like when you're cleaning your house, you're vacuuming, you can do lunges while you're pushing your vacuum, or like really extend your sweeping arm. And just there's just little ways that you can add in workouts into your entire day. And so I
was gonna say, on top of doing the vacuums, like at a stoplight, make sure importantly also make sure that you're breathing out when you're sucking in. It's because double effect there. It's great. But hold it in for as long as you can before you have to take a breath back in and go and fill your stomach up and do it again and continue to do that. Trying to think here, some other great stuff, because honestly, you don't need a lot of time to work out. But
I did that twice while you were talking.
See, there you go. That's perfect. Yeah, because
the last 20 hours, I kept sucking in my gut. I'd feel like I was slouching and then be like, and sucking in my stomach. And keep myself stable, great, and good posture.
That's another thing, because we're all sitting down right now. We're probably halfway all slumped with our shoulders forward. Right. But there's a great way, simple ways. Like just think of like Superman, where he used to reach to his little freaking shirt and just rip back. That's kind of what you need to do for your upper personal self. It's like you start from the center and you'll rotate your shoulders back a little bit, and you'll keep your back straight too. And you could feel the difference. You feel more active, more vertical, and everything. You feel better, and you can try and hold that position, because that's the precursors for potential back problems. You don't want to be like those 80-year-old hunchbacks that you see on the streets and whatnot. But you're saying like, you're touching on about the no time to work out. I mean, honestly, I've done an insane arm workout in about 10 minutes. You don't need a lot of time, but you do need a plan. And that's the problem. People go in without a plan. They just like, I'll do a bit of this, do a bit of that. I'm like, try and have some kind of structure to your workouts is probably like one of the most important things. I mean, granted, we all do our daily routine and life and whatnot. If you can't find the time to set aside to figure out a workout. But I would say, like, to improve for you there, Zulu, probably try doing that push-pull legs. Like, so you're not doing like legs every day. It gives your time, your body to heal, because your body does need about, or probably about 2 to 3 days to like fully recover. So you can really beat the crap out of yourself in that time frame for like you're doing like a push workout. So you and your son, you could freaking just crank out an awesome like chest, shoulders, and triceps one day. The next day it'll be your back and bicep. You can do deadlifts if you have that ability to do any of those there, pull-ups. if you can't find a place to pull ups, you can work on inverted rows, kind of like how you would have like how your bench press is or whatever. But you'd hang onto the bars and you just kind of pull yourself up, but you'd be lying down, so you're not going the full like vertical. But what you're doing is you're still working your lats. You're still getting the grip and the forearm strength. What?
I have a lat machine. I have a pull down.
Yeah. Just make sure you don't pull it behind your neck.
Pull downs. I do curls. I can do them all.
Okay. Yeah, because I know you sent you the link to that really nice YouTube channel, and if anyone else is listening in, it's like
badass.
Yeah, I know. Like I said, I've been flying for 4 years. I've learned so much from that dude. There's a lot of progress to be made. And you're freezing on a Zulu.
Yep. Connection coming.
Missed that last 10 seconds there from you.
Oh, I said I'll never. I don't think I'll ever be like that guy. But he's awesome. Workouts are awesome.
Oh yeah.
But I want to be healthy. That's all.
That's very important, especially right now, because it's like in 2020. Do you really want to call into work sick?
Yeah.
Knowing what that may entail. I mean, I called in the other day because back, but it's like I can't say I'm going to be calling sick, especially in this day and age. Good Lord, no. If anything, I want to try and steer clear everybody away from having to go to the doctors. And by the way, let me mention, we are not doctors. We are not giving medical advice in any way, shape, or form. We are simply giving our opinions. We do reserve the right to be wrong on this because, proverbially, we probably are in some way or form because everybody's body is different.
Yeah.
But, if I can at least help at least one person like change their ways so they don't end up in a hospital from ailing issues that they are working towards because they're not taking preventative measures, they're not exercising. And instead of saying diet, let's go with nutrition, because nutrition is something you'd probably be more prone to staying with versus, diet, because diet kind of implements you're going to get off it at one point or another. Like, you want to do this 6-week diet, 8-week diet, 12-week diet, whatever. How about you just change your nutritional plan from the start and make progress and fine tune it over time? No one's going to be perfect. Sure, there are people who drink sodas regularly. If you can't quit cold turkey, at least reduce it. Start reducing it. It's like people trying to get off prescription pills. Slowly reduce it until you're no longer off of it, or you just stop taking off of it and replace it with something good and healthy. So sodas, just drink water. It's a quick way to trick your mind that your body is full. For one, it helps flush out toxins, and it's just general overall good health. Make sure you're not drinking the fluoridated tap water though, but distilled, reverse osmosis, whatever, filtered water of some sort, spring water at least.
Well, and one of the first reasons that people get a headache is because they're dehydrated. That's one of the first signs of being dehydrated, is that you're not drinking or that you're getting a headache. And also when people feel that hunger growl in their stomach, that is most often also a sign that you need water. And if you can just replace one soda with a glass of water a day, that's already better for you. Or, I lost my train of thought on that, but
you're talking about the water.
Yeah, well, water is it's really, our bodies are 70% water, and so the more water you drink, you're just flushing out everything in your cells. You're allowing them to work better. Your mind gets clearer. Your skin gets clearer. Like, everything is. It's amazing when you do a water fast. Like, it's really, really incredible how much your body is just like, wow, I really don't need food. And I've heard from many people who've done water fast that they always get to a point that they're just like, I just don't think about food. And I'm like, I don't think I ever want to eat again. But then once your brain thinks like, oh, I'm hungry, I need food, then suddenly you're like, okay, well, I have to do this. Okay, I need to do that. But the more that you just drink the water, and it's really amazing what your body can do with just water. And Yeah, I really love it. Yeah, I've had a distiller for a couple years now, and then I have these like trace mineral drops that I add back into it. I put lemon in my water, and I also have this stuff called Chlorofresh, which is
I know liquid chlorophyll. Yeah, I've had that before.
chlorophyll, and it makes your water this really dark green color.
Mm-hmm.
Mine is kind of a minty taste. It's really good, and you don't really taste anything except the little bit of mint, but it's so good for you. And so yeah, if you're going to distill your water, you do have to kind of add back in a few things. But even if you don't, like, it's so much better than drinking tap water. I mean, when I clean my distiller, it's horrifying what is left in the bottom of the distiller. It's just this like brown, awful, thick, like mud looking stuff. And it's very strange to me that when the water comes out of the tap, it looks clear. Like, it doesn't look brown and awful. It doesn't smell weird. But then you run it through the distiller and you're like, wow, what was all that stuff that was in there? And yeah, distilled water is really, that's just the way to go for sure.
I bought one of those Alexa Pure filters, but I didn't get a distiller yet. I want to. I mean, it's still better than drinking our well water. And I don't know if I'm out of my freaking mind, but I swear, in that middle of the hot summer, you buy a shitty bottle of plastic water and drink it, you don't even feel refreshed.
Yeah.
Doesn't even feel like I drink it and I'm like, did I just actually drink water? Because I don't feel like I was refreshed.
Yeah, because I mean, there's salt and there's all kinds of other stuff in that water, and so yeah, it's not refreshing you. Like, it's not doing what water is supposed to do. You know, I've heard Owen Benjamin talk about when him and his wife got an aquifer, that the first drink of that water, he's like, guys, my body was like buzzing with life. Like, he's like, I hadn't ever drank water before. I drank aquifer water straight out of the earth, and like the purest, best water that you could have. He's like, I could literally feel my cells just being like, woo, hello. And yeah,
there's a couple places by me where, I don't know, people just banged a pipe into the side of the mountain, and there's always cars pulled over with people filling up their water jugs. There's one, actually both of them are in the same town in Monroe, but it's just weird. The water just keeps coming, and it's always cold, even in the middle of the summer. The water's just crisp, cold, clean, refreshing. Yeah, absolutely, you're right. It's so crazy. We're so screwed by what they give us. We have to take control of it. We have to decide what we put in our body. And I mean, I've been trying to and maybe it's not even the best thing, but like you said, with the portions, or, you know, making this, what I've been doing is just making a whole bunch of breaded little chicken things. I know it's breaded, whatever. Sorry, get help. But at least I'm not, you know, burying in ketchup and all this other stuff and eating potatoes and chips. And I put that in the fridge, and I have one or two of those, maybe the whole day, 3 or 4 little pieces, and I'm good. And I don't feel hungry. I don't feel like I'm starving myself, and I feel like I got plenty of energy. And all I'm eating is, I'm trying to eat more protein, and I love tuna. I'm like ridiculous. She told me to put
simple cheap eats.
Chicken salad. I made chicken salad, but instead of mayo, I used avocado.
Yeah.
Nice. Let's say you got one question in one of the chats here from Shinzo the Great. He's inquiring about distilled water. And so it's basically distilled water. You can take, like, it's one way of like cleaning, purifying your water, you know, boiling it and then letting it cool down. It's kind of the same principles that you'll get from like those the nice home distiller that like, you know, Dave Weiss uses and whatnot. We actually have one here as well. But yeah, you mean you might want to like add some trace minerals into it. Like Dottie was mentioning about the Chlorofresh. It's just like an internal body deodorizer. It also just help because It's what the plants crave. But no, it's good overall. Improve your health a little bit here and there. I mean, any little minor steps you could take to better your health is key, especially right now. Because the last thing I want is anybody in the truth community like having massive issues that could happen, be it cardiac type issues. You don't want to deal with any heart issues, because last thing we want to do is be misdiagnosed by the wonderful people in the white coats and the their equipment. I forget their stethoscope. There we go. Thank you. You don't want them prescribing you with some medication that you'll be hooked on for the rest of your life, costing you an arm and a leg to keep the supply coming to you, when all you really need to do is just change your eating habits and drinking habits and reduce, if not remove, any and all toxic nutrients that are going in and out of your body. I mean, 20 years or so I smoked, and now I've just gone to vaping. There was a couple of days this week, about a month ago, that I actually did buy a couple of packs of smokes because I was looking for a new vape because mine went to shit. I should have gone the simple way and just said quit it all, but I've been in this habit for way too long. I might as well just try and reduce that bit. But the vaping did help bring back my sense of smell. I know it didn't work at all for you, Zulu, but everybody's body is different. We have a way of coping with different things.
I don't know why.
Who knows?
My granny, she survived cancer 2 times in 2 years, and the one that she survived this year, she had a spot of lung cancer, and it was taken care of by spot radiation. Well, when her tests were coming back, she said that she said a prayer and she made a promise that if it came back that she was cancer free, she would quit smoking. And she is 83 years old. She has smoked for literally 65 years. She came back cancer free, and at the beginning of August, she smoked her last cigarette, and she has not smoked one since then. And she, my mom and I are not going to go to the store and buy her cigarettes, and she doesn't have a way to get to the store and get them herself. So she's just like, okay, well, I'm done smoking. And, that's just so inspiring to me that I'm complaining that it's taking too long for me to lose this weight or do this or whatever. And, and then someone like that, she's had a habit for 65 years and just quit. I'm done. I'm not going to do that anymore. And she didn't. And it's just wonderful to see. But it's you're never too old to start on a better journey towards your health. It's not too late as long as you're here breathing. You can still do something. You can still make some kind of positive change, even if it is just sucking in your stomach every time you're at a stoplight or, whatever. The little changes end up compounding and getting bigger and bigger. And eventually you get to a point where you're like, wow, I can do so much that I never thought I could. And it's so many diseases are 100% preventable, from just changing how you eat, how you think, what you drink, and how you move your body. There would be no heart disease, cancer, so many other problems that are associated with being overweight if people would just realize that. But no, they go to the doctor, and the doctor gives you a prescription, and they give you that prescription in the knowledge that you're not going to be getting off of that. And my mom right now is on high blood pressure medication and a couple of things, but she's lost over 40 pounds. And I asked her, well, if you get down low enough in weight, are you going to be able to stop taking the high blood pressure medicine? And she said, yeah, I hope so, which I know that she will, because I'm sure she had high blood pressure because of her weight. It's it just goes along with it. Your body's not meant to be shrouded in fat, and your heart is not meant to be corroded with cholesterol and all these things. Those are very big stressors on your body. And So yeah, I hope that she is able to stop taking that medication, because one less pill that you take is just wonderful. Like, I will not go to the doctor unless I break something, because I just know if I go there, they're going to give me a checkup and they're going to say, oh, well, like, you have cancer, or you have this, or you have that. And it's like, you know what? I would rather just drop dead of an issue like that than deal with the, like, being poisoned by their cure that they're going to give you or whatever. And
I haven't taken my blood pressure meds in 6 months, and I've had good blood pressure.
Yeah, and the plus the
because of doing this.
Yeah, say because on top of your weight loss, you're gaining muscle too.
Everything comes back to being a fat bastard. All my ailments, everything.
Yeah, it's like people really don't take the full consideration of, like, you are what you eat, and you put in shit food.
Blame anybody.
Yeah, it's really all It's like people need to take that responsibility. Is like, yeah, I fucked up. I need to take control of my life, or I'm not going to have much of a life, or I ought to be in such a horrible condition that it's like I'm going to be a burden for a lot of people. Myself, I won't be able to do any activities, exercises, hang out with my friends and family without being winded. If I'm just like walking around the block or something silly like that, there's a whole bunch of things. It's like it all pertains to what you put in your body. Your body's like a big old crazy electromagnetic engine. It's like if you put the wrong shit in it, it's not going to fire right. It's not going to operate efficiently. It's just, you want it to be a mean, lean, fat burning machine or whatnot, or however you want to take life. But you change your overall look on nutrition and what you're doing and what you're doing right, and you can see where your issues lie. Then you can make the positive changes that you need to do. I know there's a lot of people that they don't know where to go, where to start, what to eat, what to this. There's a whole bunch of stuff out there. One thing I like is excuse me, like eating in accordance to your blood type. That's one way. But first and foremost, you got to recognize what's the bad stuff that you're putting in your body regularly that you may or may not know. I know a lot of people, the biggest one is probably sugar. We've already covered that a little bit, but sugar is it's the big fuck all for everybody. There are sugar replacements.
Hot dogs.
So what?
Sugar in hot dogs. Sugar is in hot dogs.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's in literally everything possible.
Yeah, I know it's almost impossible to avoid it. I know, but if you can, so if you can't at least eliminate it, please try to reduce it to a minimal level. Like, I'm sure fruits have sugar, but it's the natural sugar. It's not the added artificial GMO Monsanto plethora of garbage that's going into it to ruin your life it's like slow death over a nice long time. You don't want that. Get away from the GMO foods and the processed foods. It's like stop fast food. If there's anything I could say about, screw on the reducing, just eliminate is fast food. I mean, make your own food, because you'll put your own love, intent, your prana, all that good stuff into your cooking. And if you really want it and you really love it, it's going to be the most amazing food ever, especially if you share it with others and whatnot.
Right.
Grow your own food. At least you know exactly what it is.
One very, very easy thing that you can do is just plant a garden. I mean, I have I think maybe 5.5, maybe 6 foot garden bed out in my yard. It's ugly and just like thrown together, and I filled the bottom with sticks that will like rot down and add nutrients to your soil. And then I put a thick layer of compost on top of that, and then I put potting soil on top of that, and I was able to grow quite a few little things for a fall harvest. Not enough to like share with other people, but I do have a greenhouse coming, and so I'm going to be growing food in the corner of my bedroom over winter. And I mean, it's such a simple thing to do. Like, seeds are so inexpensive. A bag of soil, like, you can get that for like $7. I mean, it's so very inexpensive, and it's there's really nothing to me that tops going out into your driveway and pulling a carrot out of the dirt and eating it right then. I mean, it's like it's still living while you eat it. And so there's just, and like yeah, like look at my garden and there's like caterpillars eating the tops and stuff. But if you left like a McDonald's burger out there, nothing would eat that. Not like no bacteria would come and eat that burger. It would just sit there and like do nothing. But like you see caterpillars eating part of your plants, you're like, well, that must be a good thing for me to eat. So yeah, I mean, planting a garden is I think there's no reason that every single person shouldn't have a garden. Like even if you just grow one thing, you should do that. And it just, yeah, it really is. It's so important. And I mean, that's why I do like gardening streams on Sunday nights, because I just want to teach people about just growing your own food and, you know, things that we think of as weeds, like a dandelion. Everyone hates, oh, the dandelions are popping up. Well, you can make
weeds.
You can make honey out of dandelions. I did that this summer. And I mean, the entire part of a dandelion plant is edible and usable. And, you know, it's just like a lost knowledge to most of the world that, like, I mean, most of America, at least, like overseas, other countries, they generally have gardens, and like people go to the market almost every day to get their fresh fruits and vegetables, stuff like that. But yeah, America, it's just so lost to convenient stuff. You know, people are just so much like removed from that kind of lifestyle, and that happened very quickly. I mean, even after World War II, like victory gardens were just the thing. Like everybody was growing their own stuff. And so in 50, 60 years, people have lost that knowledge. And it's very important to get that knowledge back. And yeah, it's so easy to grow food. Like it's almost just stupid how easy it is to grow stuff. I mean, you plant it in some soil and you give it water and sunlight, and you don't have to do anything else. And then you just go and harvest food right out of your yard. And I mean, yeah, it's so important. And it's like growing trays of microgreens. That's better for you than taking vitamin pills. Like if you just eat a handful of microgreens in the morning, that is better for you than taking vitamins that are just, you know, probably not going to break down in your stomach. Like they're just kind of going to sit there and you're not going to get the full benefits from them. But you eat a handful of microgreens and like it's really unbelievable the feeling that you get when something was growing 10 seconds before you eat it. I mean, it is still alive, and it like invigorates you, and it just, yeah, it sends your body in like, oh wow, what is this? Like I've never had food before I had this. And so yeah, that's a huge thing that I'm passionate about right now.
Nice. Let's see here. Trying to think of any little obstacles if we haven't covered or not.
Something real quick.
Go for it.
The best comment in the chat that I've seen this evening: get up during the commercials and throw your TV in the alley.
I can fully agree with that.
That's amazing.
Yeah, the biggest one I could say for anybody out there trying to, you know, make positive changes. Yeah, try and realize what your issues are and what needs improvement. Contact somebody. If you don't have the answers and you don't really want to do the research, I guess, well, then you better start looking for some guidance and help. And it's like I dropped my email in the chat there just in case anyone needs like any little tips, tricks, whatever little guidance, motivation I can possibly provide for you. You know, just to help you along the way. Because, you know, like I helped a buddy of mine. He dropped about 100 pounds. I think I showed that before the stream here. I could probably just show that again really quick. But yeah, I'll give you a brief story on that before I can go find that. But let's see here.
Yeah, that's a huge thing, is just having a support system. And yeah, I mean, you can reach out to me too. Like if you just need someone to, it's like Zulu, he started doing stuff just because I was like, hey, like, why don't you just like get up and move your body more? Or like, or I would
Dance.
just
Get up and dance.
yeah, like
Take that ass for lemons.
I would mostly just share stuff that I was doing, like, oh, hey, like, I'm about to do Zumba, I'm about to do Tai Bo, I'm going for a walk, or I'm like, oh, yeah, I think I'm going to do a water fast. And he's like, oh, what's a water fast? And then I told him about that. And yeah, I mean, I made it 108 hours. It was 4.5 days on a water fast. And then he did it just because he's like, okay, well, I'm going to try that too. And so, yeah, just having people that you can talk to, and, you know, even if it's just someone who's like, hey, did you get up and like walk around your living room a little bit today? How much water did you drink today? Like having that companionship. And it's so, so helpful, because people, especially this year, feel so alone and so isolated. And yeah, it's so important to have those connections of people who have your back because they just want you to be better, and they want you to feel better. So yeah, definitely reach out to any friends that you can. And you know, you can do like fun little challenges with each other, like, oh, hey, like, I'm going to drink this much water today. And then your friend's like, oh yeah, well, I'm going to drink this much. Because yeah, I mean, I've heard that you're supposed to drink half your body weight in ounces. And I feel amazing when I hit like close to a gallon of water a day. Like I feel just like, woo, yeah, let's do this.
Yeah, you don't want to overdo it. Am I sharing my screen right now?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, so here's like my big success story, which kind of helped drive me to like wanting to be a personal trainer. The thing that turned me away though is just the fact that most people are just stupid. But this is my good friend Patrick back in Washington. When I first met him, he had like finishing up getting a neck brace. He had broken his neck. He was worked in a warehouse job, and shelving like came down, crashing down on him. He had a big old neck brace, and so basically ended up doing was just eating like shit food, drinking a shit ton of beer all the time. And he blew up. Here's this picture on the left to about 330, 340 pounds, and he's about 5'10". I got with him at a big car meet, and we talked, and I told him, like, dude, as soon as a doctor clears you to work out again, like, we're going to the gym. So he got a membership. He got with the personal trainer because he was closer to, well, I lived about 20 miles from him, so it wouldn't be the most feasible for me to like go out there all the time, every time. But we did end up working out together. We would constantly bounce ideas on nutrition back and forth, and like what to eat, what not to eat, what to do, things like that. He took the reins really well. I mean, the first couple of weeks, yeah, he wasn't really seeing much progression, but he was getting some strength going. The second picture here, he's about, I think, 270, 280-ish, and he's dropped down to like about 260. And then the far right, he was about 240, 230. He has not been that low, like, ever. And he was happy as could be. He had great confidence in himself. He was, you know, I mean, yeah, granted, he did have a little bit of extra skin and shit, but he was very happy, and I was very proud of him. He freaking crushed it, and he was doing awesome. So that's why I made the little meme here. But and I was talking about earlier about doing that little DEXA scan. This is what I was talking about. You can see like my whole skeletal system. It shows like your body fat percentile, and it shows top here. This is like, you know, January 27th of 2018. My body fat was 13%. I weighed, you know, 209 pounds. Blah blah blah. It showed like your bone density. It's kind of funny in the picture. Like on top of my head, you can kind of see like where my man bun thing is. It's kind of funny, but you can also see like down below on the first page, there's like arms, legs, trunk, android, gynoid, all that stuff. Talk about like where all your fat percentile is, where the majority of it is located. For me, you can see most of it is in my legs. It takes me like some serious dedication if I really want to get my legs like into prime condition. Here's the second part here. I mean, this is insane how detailed it is, like body mapping you here. At the bottom here, you can see a percent of my fat in like my right arm versus my left arm. See, I'm left-handed, so yeah, I got a little bit less fat percentage in my left arm than my right because I use it more. My right and left leg are fairly well. They're used equally for the most part. I don't favor one over the other. But a big one for a lot of people right here is midway on the left. You're talking about your VAT, your visceral adipose tissue is basically the stuff that's associated with type 2 diabetes. If you have a lot of it, you'll be more prone to encounter it. That's another reason why, get people on the right track for taking control of their lives physically and whatnot. Let me remove that. But
Awesome.
then it's like,
Was that a website that you found that on, or where did you get that from?
No, I was at the gym. I was at my gym that I was at. I was at the 24-hour fitness where I was working out. Always in Bellevue, and they had a promotional thing going on. I'm like, sure, why not? I kind of want to see where I'm at. I've been working out pretty damn consistently for better half of a decade. Let's see what the hell let's see if any of this really paid off. Like, where am I situated in the whole group and grand scheme of things? I was pleasantly surprised. I was like, not perfect, I guess. I don't know. It just depends on like what your idea of perfect is. Like me, It's like I felt good about where I was. Yeah, there's some little areas I could do tweaking, like with my nutrition, or I could be making sure my workouts are always on pushing myself a little bit because I like doing that.
That's wonderful. That's a huge reason that I have just kind of stopped weighing myself, because like the scale only tells you one number, and there could be a million reasons that your weight is fluctuating, be it what you ate, did you drink enough water, what kind of workouts you do. Like the scale is just one measurement, and it just got to where I was like stressing about it too much, and now I just have stopped weighing myself for well over a week now. Like I really don't care what I weigh. I just want to feel better. But yeah, it would be nice to have more. Like I wish that I could like when your check engine light comes on and you take it to the O'Reilly's or whatever, and they hook up that diagnostic thing to your car, and they're like, oh yeah, this and this and this is probably wrong with your car. I'm like, I want that, but for my body. Like, can I just stick my finger in like and get a diagnostics run on my body, because I want to know like what is happening internally, like how much body fat do I have, like what are the issues internally that I have, and how do I fix those things. And so yeah, just weighing yourself is not a good representation of those numbers. It just tells how heavy you are. And so yeah, like I said, like I could lose 40 pounds of muscle, or 40 pounds of fat, and weigh what I weigh right now, but my body would look 100% different than it does. And so what I weigh does not matter to me in any way anymore. And so yeah,
I do have a goal.
Okay.
I want to do a cartwheel.
Nice. I actually took a handstand class a couple years ago, and that was really fun. And I still can do handstands if I want to, but I don't really. I guess it's just an excuse, but I don't have the space for it. But like, really, you just need do it up against a door or a wall or something so you don't fall over. And I still can do handstands, but yeah, I've just kind of been doing other things and whatnot, which I just got a really fun light up hula hoop, because I like to do like spinning hand tricks and stuff with my hula hoop. But really, it's just like find something that's fun to do. If you're doing a workout, you're just like, oh God, I don't want to go and do this. I hate this workout so much, or like I hate this instructor, or I hate moving my body like that. You're not going to do it. You're not going to be obsessed with it. And like you really have to find something that you're like, I'm doing this because I enjoy it. And you will never ever regret spending that hour on yourself if you truly enjoy it. Like that's why I do Zumba so much, is because It's so fun, and you just shut off the brain for a little bit and just move your body, and yeah, do anything you can that is enjoyable. And if you just start small, eventually you'll just do really great things. Even if it's just
Mark Twain. Oh,
walking for an hour or whatever.
yeah. Well, like Mark Twain says, the secret to success is getting started. Just
Right.
do something. Do something. If it's, hey, you know what? I'm gonna start not eating all my dinner, leave a little bit, and give it to the doggo. Just
Yeah.
start somewhere. Anything.
Yeah. Well,
Drink one less glass of soda a day.
there's
Anything.
one good quote. I don't know who it's by, but I see it on my fitness pages a lot. It's, you don't have to be great to start, but you do have to start to be great. And it's so true. Like, people think they have to, like, just be perfect and do all this stuff right at once. Well, you know what? No, maybe your body does. You can't handle that. Maybe you're too heavy to do what that other person is doing. And so if you just get up for a few minutes a day and just step in place, or you just see if you can do a lunge, or just try and find a way to move your body that feels good to you, and just do it for 2 minutes, even just anything. And then eventually, you're going to get to the point that you're like, wow, I just did that for 30 minutes, or I just did that for an hour. And like, I feel amazing. And so, yeah, not comparing yourself to others is definitely a huge thing, which can be very hard when you're at a gym, because some people just don't seem friendly, like they just don't seem approachable, and like you get very intimidated by them. You're like, oh my gosh, look at how much weight that guy is lifting, or this girl has, like, she's been in great shape her whole life. Yeah, well, she might have a wonderful metabolism. She might have had a family who was like into fitness and instilled that joy in her. Like, you don't know what other people have been through. But more often than not, I've found at gyms that if you're just friendly and you just ask people, they will help you. Like, a lot of people really do enjoy sharing that knowledge with them.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody had to start somewhere. I mean, even if they have been in great shape all their life, that doesn't mean they've been amazing at everything for their whole life. Everybody has to try.
And everybody's different too. It's like, the people might be doing a lot of weight, but look at the form they're doing. Look how many reps they're doing. I mean, like, there's a plethora of different ways you can train your body to do whatever you want it to do. I mean, I've seen people do a crap ton of weight, but they'll do maybe like half reps. I'm like, yeah, you're not really getting the full benefit of what you could potentially get. That's why it's like, I have fun. I could do lightweight and make it hurt just as much as heavyweight. It's just all on how you lift too. I mean, some people, they just kind of go blah, 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 blah. Try to focus on like the quality of reps that you're putting out to whatever you're doing, be it, crunches, planks, lunges, squats, overhead extend, anything that you're doing to better yourself or target a specific muscle group that you want to go for that day or week or whatever your goal is for that. But the quality of reps is far more important than the number of reps. I mean, you could put, like you said, like about doing like 100 reps, try just doing like aim for like 3 sets of 12 or 8 to 12 good quality reps.
Right.
And you'll definitely feel the difference, especially if you're going full contraction and then full extension on the way back down. And make sure take your time on the way down, because that's where your muscles are going to be building the most, is on the way down, because now they're trying to relax and you're trying not to make it relax that quick. You want to like make it work for that. So it's like, if you can only crank out 6 or 8, so be it. But make sure they're good quality reps, and you'll definitely see the difference. Planks. I mean, you can start off, like you said, do it for as long as you can. Be it maybe 10 seconds, then you work up to the next day, maybe 20 seconds, 30, up to a minute, 2 minutes. But then you get bored after a while. You got to keep mixing it up and whatnot. Because if it's one thing I did, every workout, every day it was never the same. I never did the same workouts twice, no matter how many days I work out. Because I used to work out, max would be about 6 days a week. Would be push pull legs, have a day off or rest. But sometimes that day of rest would be maybe kind of like an active rest. I'll do some I'll just go to the gym specifically just to do like a really huge major core workout, or I'll go spend time in the sauna or steam room, depending on which gym you're at, and they have those things available for you. But just things like that, and maybe focus on meditation, do some yoga, do some just regular stretches, anything to repair, recoup your body, get ready for, maybe do some meal prepping, do anything just to keep your body moving and active, and you'll see differences. Yeah, granted, things don't happen overnight, and I know everyone wants that instant gratification that they see because we have social media, instant likes, instant whatever. But don't worry about that, and definitely do not worry about the other people at the gym, because they, like you said, everyone starts one place or another. No one has the perfect free ride to where they're going. You have to bust your ass. Like I busted my ass to get where I am looking today, because there's plenty of people who are like my age. If I'm at 41, it's like I went to my high school reunion a couple years ago, and my 20-year reunion, and I'm like, damn, I look great compared to you suckers. Not it's like, because I took care of myself. It's like, it's like, granted, I would have my off days. It's like, yeah, I was still smoking cigarettes at the time, but that's probably why I not like breathing through a tube, is because I kept active all these years.
Right.
But
one thing that we're told to focus on in my health coach group is looking for non-scale victories. So I had one a couple months ago that was wonderful. Didn't matter about the scale, didn't matter about anything at all. It was just a very simple thing that I was at the park with my son, and when I take him to the park, I do not like to be a parent who just sits there on the sidelines on my phone. I like to play at the park. Like I like to climb on the jungle gym stuff. I like to just like try and climb up the fireman's pole, or like I like to play at the park. And a huge thing for me, there was kids there who were, maybe 15, and they were way more overweight than I was. But my big non-scale victory was the fact that I could just fit in the swing. Like my hips were no longer so wide that I couldn't fit in the swing. And I just enjoyed the hell out of being on the swing, because I remember when I was heavy enough that it's like, oh, the swing is really uncomfortable. Like it's not fun to be there, it's not fun to be like the fat mom and just like sitting there and not participating in life. And, we're just so much so like, oh, I have to be distracted, or I just have to have a break to just be down or whatever. It's like, no, like I want to participate in life. I want to be a part of my son's fun and, just do all that stuff. And so, yeah, that was really just a great feeling for me, like seeing so many parents who are just sitting around and they're so overweight, and then kids who are overweight and like can barely do anything on the play set. And I was able to sit in the swing very comfortably and, climb on all the stuff and have a blast. And so that's really a huge, huge thing to look for, is just non-scale victories, just, wow, I used to drink like so many sodas. Now I drink, so many waters. I only drink one soda today. Or I used to hate salad, and now you have a salad every day. Or you don't know how to cook, and now suddenly you're meal prepping for an entire week. And, those are all non-scale victories that are so, so important. They matter so much more than what the number on the scale says to you. They increase your quality of life. They increase your time here with your children. And that is really what people need to focus on, is like, okay, I can only walk for 10 minutes, but because then I get like so out of breath and it's so uncomfortable, I'm in pain. Okay, well, the next day, try and walk for 12 minutes. Just try and go a little bit farther and just do a little tiny bit more, just do 1 rep more, drink 1 glass of water more. Like those things are so, so important over what the scale says away. And, if you really want to track your progress, take measurements of your body and, try and lose an inch or two of your body instead of lose weight. What's that?
You all know because of the way your clothes fit.
Right.
I,
Right.
I am amazed. I'm like, I need clothing. Because I was a fat bastard. I have mirrors in my house, so I never bought tight clothes. I always bought bigger stuff. And now that I'm, getting thinner, it's all just so huge.
Yeah.
So huge.
Now you
You
can
don't know.
Yeah, now you can exploit all your awesomeness that you've uncovered there by shedding all the fat. Now you could like kind of show off the bod and the guns and whatnot. Once you get all that shit going, you'll be rolling down the street like, "What's up?" Hey, you never know. It works,
Oh, the gun show, huh?
right? Hey, well, it's like I left Washington because there's already two awesome guys. You had me and Daryl Marble in Washington. Now I have to go. I have to take my services to the East Coast and help everybody out there.
Nice.
So I'm more than happy to work with anybody who's in the chat or whatever on Facebook or whoever wants to hit me up. I can probably point you in the right direction or maybe give you some little coaching tips here and there. It's like because I used to be a personal trainer back in the day. It wasn't for long. I wasn't like the greatest, but knowing that there are woke folk out there who want to better themselves, I'm like, shit, hit me up. I'll be glad to help out whoever I can. I know there's plenty of people in the Carolinas. There's people up and down the coast. I know there's other like fitness guru types like in these in the community and whatnot who'd probably be helpful, and I'm sure they'd be willing to work with anybody. And it's like. We do it out of the kindness of our heart because we know what the world is becoming and what it potentially could be. So it's in our best interest to make sure that we're eating healthy and exercising, keeping moving, and all those wonderful, great little aspects of life right now. So we can be, we can make it through the end of this shit and on the other side because. It's like you don't want to be the fat friend in the zombie apocalypse,
Right, exactly. Yeah, you don't want to be the one that everybody knows that they can outrun.
Yeah, all you need to do is be faster than your slowest friend, right? Yeah. So let's try not to let's all be the fast friends and make sure all the sheep are the slow ones, right? No. Right. But we should all work together to be like one. It's like us versus them kind of a scenario. But at least if we can, we're growing or eating non-GMO processed crap food and no nasty ass sugar and GMO garbage and sodas, and if we could at least reduce. Granted, I'll have beers. I'm not having any shame like saying that I do drink beer. I love beer. I love liquor, but I try not to drink in excess. That's the thing. Right. People do that. They become, like you're saying about earlier about your comfort foods and such. Mm-hmm. If you feel that yourself is going down, then hit one of us up. I don't know. Or think about what the alternative is.
You can't not ever have a cheeseburger or not ever have an ice cream sandwich or.
Well,
they do make sugar-free. They do make sugar-free vegan type ice creams, which are good. I've had them before.
Something else, right? But
yeah, there's no.
Or make your own burgers.
There's no reason that you can't have your comfort foods and make it healthier. Yesterday, I have this pasta slicer thing that you can cut it into these spirals and make pasta out of zucchini. And so I sliced up 2 zucchinis, I made it into pasta, and I made homemade Alfredo sauce, and I ate this big, huge plate of zucchini pasta. And yeah, it's not nearly as filling as like a bunch of pasta is, but like if you still want to have pasta, well, just throw in a small handful of pasta in with your zucchini and have both of them with you, because then you'll get a little bit fuller from the pasta, but you're getting a ton of veggies in there too. And so in the age of the internet and all that, like there's no reason that you can't make something you love healthier. Like it's so fun to have like a pizza night with your kids where you make your own, like pizza dough is very easy to make. So you make your own dough and put whatever you want on it, and like you can get healthier versions of stuff. And even if it's like organic, yeah, maybe it's a little bit more expensive. Well, would you rather spend a little bit more on a good meal now, or would you rather spend a lot more on doctors and problems later?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, I
Okay,
mean,
but
where do you want to put your money to? But yeah, there's no reason that you can't make healthier versions of stuff that you love. And even if there's something like my probably biggest thing that I love more than anything is cheesecake. I like, oh my God, cheesecake is like my ultimate dessert. I like sweets too much as it is, but like cheesecake, if there was no other dessert in the world, that would be the thing that I want. And you can make it healthier, or if you don't eat it all the time, just you can buy a single slice of cheesecake.
yeah, you don't have to eat a whole cake.
Yeah, just have one slice of cheesecake every couple months and then move on with your life. Moderation is a very
Mhm.
big very big key to this. People think like it has to be all or nothing, but no, just modify what you're doing. Like if you're like going months and months by eating healthy and you're just like, man, like I just really want a chicken sandwich from Burger King. Okay, well, go and get your
Oh.
chicken sandwich and get a small fry with it instead of, the crazy like super meal, and just like do a small meal of it and enjoy it and then move on with your life. Yeah, that's another thing we talk about in my health coach group is 80% of the time you should stick to your coaching meal plan, and 20% of the time have a little bit of enjoyment. Just have your beer once in a while, have one thing that you really enjoy one day a week, or just anything like that, as long as the rest of the time you're sticking to your healthier stuff, you're drinking your water, you're doing all these other things. Then once in a while that like treat meal, like it's not going to kill you, and it actually will help you, because you like you will feel good after you eat it, because I mean there's no denying that food comforts us, but it's not going to derail your plan. You're not going to gain back 15 pounds just by eating one less than healthy thing or whatever. And yeah, and it will just take that stress away from you, that you feel like, oh, I'm like depriving myself, and like I can't have that because it's too many calories, or just whatever. Like I've never been a fan of tracking calories, counting calories, anything like that. No, I just want to eat like real food. Like the biggest thing is just eat stuff with the least amount of ingredients possible. Like zucchini, that's one ingredient, and that just trying to eat things that are not in a box as much. And if you get something in a box, try and get an organic version of it, because it's not that much more expensive and it will be better for you. So it's it's one thing that can just really help is the least ingredients possible is great.
Just want to say one of the other things I started doing, because I love rice and beans. Instead of rice, now I buy the crumbled up cauliflower.
Oh yeah.
And I use that instead.
Mhm.
And it tastes like rice and beans. It feels like rice and beans.
And so be it.
It's all vegetables.
Yeah, I've had like a vegetable supplement, well, not vegetable, like a vegetable substitute rice thing that was very, I mean, yeah, kind of expensive, but I used it for my meal prep, so I have a couple of boxes of that. It was very, I forget the name of it for the life of me, but it took a lot less time to cook than regular rice for sure. But just like little funny, cool little alternatives. I made the switch, it's like the brown rice, and then after that it was this kind of veggie rice type stuff. I'm like, tasted just as good, everything works great. My body's not having any issues digesting it or whatnot, and still keeping fairly lean. Like the only times, like I said, it would be the overindulgence of some of the bad habits, but of course that initially came, about midway through March. I don't need to talk about that anymore because I really hate everyone hates talking about it.
Yeah.
But that's been a major driver to people why their health conditions have plummeted, and they've kind of gone to shit. They just don't give a crap anymore. But then you got to realize this is like your this is your vessel of your soul and your spirit and your energy and everything like that. Try to at least make it a decent looking one. I don't know, or a good operating functional one, so you can at least, do as much as you can in life and enjoy it some. It's like I'd rather, don't have like all these crazy high ambitions to do in life and then realize your body is just a pile of mush that doesn't want to move because you decided not to do it in the first place.
Right.
And just take good care of yourself. And it doesn't take too much. It's just like growing a garden. You give it water, you give it food. In this case, sunlight, or you can do sunlight yourself. But at least try to put the right energy in your body and stay active. And put good love and intent in what you're doing, and you'll see the changes. And you can it'll hopefully catch on to the next person. That's about all I can really think of right now.
And even something very simple that you can do is just getting like a bottle that you can writing love on your water bottle, or writing anything positive on your water bottle. It's like water is alive, and when you say nice things to water and you freeze it, the crystals are nice and pretty and lovely. Well, when you scream at your water and tell it you hate it and you freeze that, the crystals are jagged and ugly and very like just rude looking. And so, I mean, your water really is alive, and it does have memory, and it does have like feelings. I mean, you can even leave a bottle of water out to like charge in the moonlight or in the sunlight, and then write love on the side of it. And just those little simple things will, it's like, what are you putting into your body? Like self-sabotaging talk is, I have suffered from that a lot. I've struggled with thinking like, am I depressed? Do I have an issue? But I've never wanted to go to the doctor to tell them that I'm depressed, because I know that they're going to put me on a pill that's going to make me a zombie and make me fake happy and all this. Whereas I know that I need to just cut the bullshit and get off my butt, go for a walk around the lake without my phone, just get outside and do something, or do a Zumba workout, or call a friend, or make a nice meal. All those things, like I can't say that I'm depressed when I'm actually doing those things. And when I do start to feel like I'm just too down, that's when I know I'm like, okay, well, I need to cut my shit and just say, look, you have to do these things to take care of yourself. And just telling yourself like, I can do this, I matter, you love yourself. Like those little things, they really, really do matter. I mean, you're the one that hears your personal thoughts. Nobody else hears that stuff. And so if you're constantly telling yourself like, oh, I'm just a mess and I suck and life is out to get me and stuff like that, your body starts to believe it. Like it really does. And so it's so important to just put good into your body. So
hey, I just want I was going to say it. What I say is that you told me this a while ago. We're not perfect. Don't try to be perfect. Try to do the best you can. Right. And I think that is so big, because people get dejected. You get so disappointed. You're like, and you might have made this point already. It comes back to me, because this is how I think this was my internal excuse to not get off my ass and just do something.
Mm-hmm.
Was that, well, I'm not gonna, it doesn't, nothing,
The woe is me pity party.
Yeah, totally. Yes.
Well, this year especially, I think it's been entirely too easy for people to feel like, why bother? And, really, what's the point? Because we've been so isolated this year. I mean, last year there was more Flat Earth events than there has ever been, like ever probably, more meetups and conferences and get-togethers and street activism. And I mean, there was something going on nearly every weekend and in multiple countries. And this year we've just been so secluded. We've seen how just like weak people are and how dumbed down, and it's very, very exhausting if you are an empath or you are more like spiritually enlightened or any of these things. It's very exhausting being in society this year especially. And so I mean, you have to take it upon yourself. Like, even if you think you look stupid or whatever, just go to a park and turn on a workout on YouTube and just start doing that, and other people might come over and join you. You don't know how you doing something will affect someone else. And so many people start on a health or fitness journey because they saw someone else who was as heavy as them or heavier or whatever have great success, and they're like, well, man, like, I've known this girl for forever and she started doing this, so if she can do it and make it look easy, maybe I can do it too. And like, you really, really can. You have to start with yourself, and you have to be honest with yourself of like, am I being my best? Am I living up to my potential? And you just have to find that for yourself and go for it. And others will be inspired by that, just by you being honest about it and being vulnerable and just being open to saying, hey, you know what? Yeah, I did struggle with this, or yeah, I still struggle with this, or yeah, I'm not perfect. Like, I still make mistakes. And people will follow you for that, but you have to do it for you. You just really have to do
I
it for
think
you.
you have to love yourself.
Mhm.
You have to like yourself.
Yeah.
Start at the core.
Yep.
That was like my first thing, was that, not that I mean, just that, hey, you know what? Okay, whatever I am, wherever I am, I'm me, and I love me, and people don't like me, fuck them. They can go away. If they like me, then please be around me because I love you too.
Right.
That was my starting point to, hey, you know what? Maybe I'll have one less glass of soda, because I didn't quit right away.
Right.
Hard. I mean, that was like fucking going through goddamn drug withdrawals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was tough. And I just started with, you know what? I'll get a small soda and share it with the kid with our meal or
There you
whatever,
go.
or whatever we're eating. And I started there, and then maybe it took me about a week of swapping it for water.
Mhm.
Mhm.
All right, well, I want a glass of soda. Let me just grab 2 big glasses of water. Boom, boom, and
Yeah.
get out of the kitchen and go do something else, and try to take my mind off of it. And then I was able to finally, all right. And now, if I have a glass of soda, it's gross.
Right.
Mhm.
Well, like, a really simple soda substitute that you can do is just like get like a good cranberry juice and add a little like seltzer water to it, because you'll get that like fizzy kind of feeling of soda, but it's still way better for you because cranberry juice is very good for you.
Bad for you too. The carbonation itself is bad for you.
Yeah.
You know that? We shouldn't drink seltzer water either. Like,
Yeah.
you see all the time. I didn't know that was bad for you. It has something to do. I don't remember. It was something about like similar to like the bends with a nitrogen thing and oxygen in your system. I don't remember the whole article, but I was like, huh, I didn't know that was bad.
Hmm.
Crazy.
Yeah. One thing that I really love is kombucha, which it is kind of hard to get used to because it's a fermented drink, and so like the first time you drink it, you might not like it, but there's so many different flavors out there that just drink a kombucha instead of soda or whatever. At least it's a better alternative for you. It's not full of sugar. It's not full of horrible things. Like, it's actually very good for your intestines, for your gut. It's very good for you. And so, yeah, I mean, just making little changes, like even if you need to just write down everything that you do in a day, like everything you eat, how you move, and then assess that list at the end of the day. And then the next day, just see where you can make a change in that list. If again, like, just replace one thing for something better. If it is you eat pizza every single day. Okay, well, start trying to make pizza once a week, or, just drinking the water. Like the little changes really do add up to big results over time. And
Yeah. Huge,
so yeah,
huge,
really
huge.
makes
You have to. I think that is the hardest thing, is that initial kickstart. I mean, it stagnates so many, and so many people are stuck at that, just at that start. Because
Mhm.
once you started, and you start making it a habit, at least for me and what I've known. I mean, and I've done. I've I had I had a few good years where I was really nice and fit and just working out and going crazy with that stuff. But then it wasn't for me. I was doing that because well, for girls. That's all it is. That's all it was. It's like you gotta have big arms to get the girls, and that's
Yeah.
it. And that's all the only reason I did it. I'm doing this for me because I want to feel better. I like to look better. I would like to be more appealing to people. I think you guys, not you guys, but people in general are nicer to pretty people, good looking people. I
It is
don't know.
true.
I just want to try. And like I said, I'll be
You
honest,
could succeed.
all I have now is to do a cartwheel. I don't know why the hell I was thinking. I thought about that, but I was like, she does handstands. That's freaking kick ass. I want to try to do a cartwheel.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, you'd be surprised, like, you really can do it. Like, you can look up videos on how to work up to doing a cartwheel, but it really starts in your mind and just thinking, maybe I can do that. Maybe I can see, like, what is it that I need to do that, um, and yeah, and just go for it. If you can really just start to believe in yourself and your abilities, you will have so much more success than doubting yourself. And I mean, who is successful who will tell you that they got to that point in success by hating themselves? I mean,
Hmm.
probably nobody. They just, it's not going to happen. um like just a little thing that, like, who's that motivational guy, Tony Robbins. He, like, before he's gonna go on stage, he'll, like, stand backstage and he'll just like jump up and down, and he'll, like, pump his arms really big. He'll, like, make his body, like, as big as possible, like jumping, moving, just like, yeah, I got this, I got this, I can do this,
Hmm.
I can do this. And you say that you can do it enough, and then you go on stage and you do it. And so, I mean, just kind of, yeah, just like pumping up your body and, like, getting excited, even if you feel like it's fake, like, it will actually have a result on you. And yeah, it's really fascinating.
I believe that. I read an article that said when you smile, you physically make yourself smile, a real smile, you actually cause your body to create, I forgot what the chemical is, but that that's produced when you're happy and you smile.
Hmm.
It's the
Like
other way.
dopamine.
That you were happy, the chemical was produced, you smiled.
Right.
But by physically smiling, even if you're a pissy and that, it actually does something. It
Right.
was weird. I didn't believe it, and 2020 can eat a bag of dicks. I've had plenty of days that I just looked in that mirror, was just like, am I gonna fucking break down? What the fuck? And then no, I'm not. I'm gonna smile and move the
Mhm.
fuck on and
There you
just
go.
keep going.
Yeah.
And it totally does. At least in my head, maybe it's placebo effect. I don't know, but it works.
I mean, placebos do work. Like, there's something to it. I mean, there's been people who have cured themselves of cancer because they just told themselves over and over that they were cancer free. And I mean, I don't know what that is, but your brain is very, very powerful. And yeah, whenever I'm doing Zumba, the instructor that I follow, she smiles a ton because she knows that other people are watching her, and so she's trying to be like positive and uplifting during this workout. And so when she smiles, I try to smile as well, just because like it really does make you feel better. And the more that you do it, the less like fake and goofy it feels, the more that you just find yourself smiling because you're like, wow, I just feel really good. And it's such a simple thing that is like so overlooked, and something that we're not getting this year because you can't see people's faces. And so, anytime I see kids out in society, I make sure to smile really big at them because, like, the chances are they might be wearing a mask, but some of them aren't, depending on their age. But like, I just really make sure to smile at the children. The adults generally don't really make eye contact with me. Because I'm terrified.
I usually growl at the adult or hanging the finger.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I mean, I smile at the children because like that's how they learn to smile too. Like if you have your baby and you smile at your baby's gonna smile at you. Or if you like stick your tongue out at your baby will do that too. Like they learn their expressions from seeing our face. And so yeah, it's just very important to me to smile at all children that I encounter because they're getting it so rarely from people this year, especially. And so yeah, it's very interesting. But yeah, smile really can change the world.
I think that it's changed other aspects of me as well mentally. I mean, like, and I guess it is confidence. I never really thought that I lost that, in the sense that, like, I don't fear any man. I'm not afraid to get my ass whooped. I'm not afraid to whoop somebody's ass. It can happen. It's always been the last thing I ever wanted. I always use my words first, and I've really only had 3 or 4 brutal fights in my life. I've always talked to them. They're like, well, I'm a dick. I'm sorry, I'll have a beer, usually. Mm-hmm. Because they realize they're being a dick and whatever. But it's definitely changed me for sure, and more confidence. I've always tried to just talk to anyone, but now for sure, I don't, whatever. I'll try to talk to you. If you're going to be a douche, I'll walk away, whatever. Yeah. I stopped at a few places in the Carolinas here in Florida, and I didn't wear a mask anywhere. And a lot of the places I went to, they didn't have masks, and we sat and I chatted up the clerks. Of course, they were women. Sorry, Dottie. But, I just chatted up everybody and asked, well, what's going on around here? Do you guys wear masks? What's the policies? And almost everybody was like, oh, that's the stupidest shit in the world. We don't do it here.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn it, I need to get out of New York. This place sucks. Yeah. Oh, my God.
Yeah, I swear, like, Washington and New York, your state and my state, are 2 of the absolute worst from what I've heard. They're just like, Ted, you're lucky that you got out of Washington, honestly.
Well, the people it's not the greatest right now because, like about a week ago, they implemented that freaking BS curfew. Not that there's no anything open after 10 in this area anyway, but still, I mean, like.
I'm shocked Washington hasn't done that, honestly.
Me too.
Shocked. Like,
I know. I was waiting for New York to pull that shit, but I don't think anybody anybody from New York will go for it. I know I won't. Go fuck you. I'm doing you're right. Nothing's open.
We were supposed to start reopening, I guess, again on like the 14th, but Jay Inslee extended it till January 4th now. I don't even know. I mean,
phase 9.
Yeah, apparently we're like entering the 3rd wave, and I missed the 1st and 2nd one, so it's
the 3rd wave.
No idea, but I'm shocked that Washington hasn't done a curfew thing. Like, not that I'm listening.
What happened to the 2nd wave?
Yeah, it's just very, very sad. I don't know. Like, I went to Walmart today, and my mom on the way there was telling me about how, like, Walmart is not allowed to like force you to wear a mask because it's not a law. It's just a mandate. They're like, we can strongly suggest that you wear it, but we can't force you to. And so my granny was wearing this plastic face shield. I started walking inside and my mom was like, oh shoot, I forgot my mask. And I was like, you don't have to wear it. Like, you can just walk in with me. Like
a normal human being.
Yeah, like nobody said anything, nobody did anything, but like
And
she
they're
worked
going
at Walmart and just it is what it is. But I'm just like, Mom, like nobody can enforce that on you. Like nobody's gonna stop you. Like I went in with no problem and don't think I killed anybody, but it's just very. It's a very strange world we're in right now. But yeah, Washington is very brain dead. I don't know. I think Seattle is still on fire, honestly. It's crazy. So yeah, at this point, like, man, if you're not doing something, like, you better start now because this winter is going to be rough on a lot of people. And so get some seeds, get some soil, and just grow anything that you can and
stay positive.
Yeah, just try and connect with friends and just do stuff together, even if it's online. If anybody wants to do Zumba with me, like let me know, and like I'll do a live stream of doing Zumba and you can just follow along with me. Like and you don't have to do it as hard as it is. You can modify anything to make it easier and you just work up to it. And but yeah, just having that camaraderie it's so very important, and it will help people a lot by just being there for each other and knowing that someone else has your back and knowing someone else is struggling too, but trying to still be their best. And yeah.
So you're gonna Zumba with me?
If you want to do Zumba, yeah.
I'll try it.
It's pretty fun. I mean,
I'm sorry to be retarded because that's your thing, but isn't it dancing? Isn't that what Zumba is?
Yeah, it's a Latin style dancing, and it's a lot of fun. I mean, you like to dance on your DJ night anyway, but yeah, it's great. I mean, have you seen many like professional dancers who are not in amazing shape? I mean, pretty uncommon. Right. So dancers always.
I want to do that. I got to do a lot of work.
You'll get there.
Actually, I will try. I would like to try that. I think it might be fun. I mean, you should have seen me in traffic. Okay. I have a shaved head. I look like a cop in the car. I drive a cop car. People roll up, and I'm cranking like music and dancing in my seat and just enjoying it. And I have to be like, what the fuck is that cop on? What it looks like, but like you said, you got to move. I'm willing to try it. I don't give a shit anymore. I'll be honest, Dottie. When I danced with you at Flattoberfest, that was the first time I danced in years.
Yeah.
I don't care anymore. I don't care what people think of me, what they look at me and see me move, whatever. You don't like it? Look away. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to dance. I'm going to have fun.
Scooter says, I think Zulu One is more of a jazzercise kind of guy.
There we go.
Jazz hands.
Man. 2.5 hours right now. I don't know if you want to like wind it down at all, or
really? Wow.
Yeah, did you hit all your note points that you wanted to?
I basically have hit all of mine, at least, like working, finding a way with no equipment, all those motivations. Like there's always something like that we've gone through. Basically, I think, we don't really need too much. I think we've conquered everything on this.
Cool. Awesome.
Oh, wait, can I just ask, how can people reach out to you, Ted? How can they get a hold of you?
They can get a hold of me either on Facebook, just look up Ted Summer, just look for the the little Deadpool Bob Ross guy.
Because there's definitely
for emails, you can hit me up at T.some. I'm just gonna put the email in the chat here for everybody. But if you want some little motivational tips or maybe some good YouTube channels for fitness that aren't a bunch of bullshit trying to sell you snake oil and whatnot, and actually will benefit you, try that. Or I mean, I'm not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but I could, hopefully help you one way or another. Maybe just maybe it's just a modification to an exercise you're already doing right now, or ones you want to try or be able to work up to. You want to do 50 push-ups in one set, or you want to be able to finally get a pull-up, or do 100 crunches or whatever the heck. You start somewhere, and we just progress from there. But first you need to find baseline figures with yourself and see what works with you, what doesn't work with you, what you're willing to try and whatnot. And I'm sure if you have the right intentions and staying positive and having good structure and support system, you'll get there no problem. So there's that. That's hit me up, either that or YouTube, or I'll probably be streaming hopefully next week here. I'm still trying to get a buddy from work here to come go live with me so I can try and flat smack him really, really, really good. I'll do it without a dearth, but that's fine because he's good and all, but he hits them hard. But I try and I was talking flat earth to a guy at work, so that's a big step right then and there, especially in all this nonsense going on in the world. So the dude's pretty woke too, so this would be probably an easy wake up. But other than that, yeah. So Facebook, my email I just put out there, and occasional YouTube stuff. I'm in a lot of chats here too. We're all subscribed to a bunch of the same people, so you'll see me pop in and out here and there. And that's all for me.
Awesome.
Excellent. Well, I mean, I don't know if anybody ever needs to talk to me or wants to talk to me about this stuff, but I'm always willing. I'm just on my journey, on my path, just trying to get to a better place, get to that cartwheel. That's what
you'll get there. You'll get that cartwheel, and you'll be weighing 220 pounds or something.
Right.
I said, I was 12, and I was 6 foot, 240 pounds.
Jesus, I was not.
I haven't been light ever, ever. I don't know that life. Maybe that's what I'm supposed to be. I mean, I remember when I was going to join the Army, took all the ASVABs. They were going to send me to military intelligence training and all this crap. And at the last minute, I was like, hell no, I'm not doing this. But the guy told me, he goes, oh, well, your height, you should weigh 180 pounds or something. And I was just like, wow.
Oh, that's that whole BMI thing. That's such a vague stand.
I don't see how that's possible.
Yeah. There's so many variables and factors that go into that. It's just a simple, vague baseline figure for computing anybody what they want to look like. Pay no attention to it. It's like, for guys, if you wake up and you see your dick, you're doing good. If you don't, well, then you probably should do some differences and changes. And for the ladies, make sure your arms aren't waving back when you're waving at people, things like that. Simple stuff. If you want to learn how to tighten up, then stop putting shit in your body.
Yeah.
It's very simple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's definitely nice to see more of the little guy.
Well,
all right.
Shout out to everybody in chat. Thank you all for being here. The comments have been quite awesome going by. So, yeah, thank you for everyone who tuned in. And, yeah, thank you both for joining me. This was a lot of fun. So,
No problem, Daddy.
Thank you, Daddy. Really, you've been and I mean, you told everybody, you've been such a big support system for me through this. I hope I helped you, but you have helped me so much. And Ted, just giving, wow. Just thank you guys. Thank you. And thank you for having me and letting me share my little bit. I'm hoping I'm going to have more to this story. I think I have that cartwheel coming.
Nice. I look forward to seeing it.
Oh, geez. All right. Ooh,
Alrighty, guys.
at least I got till the winter months. I don't have to do it now.
Yeah, exactly.
Fair. And I
Awesome.
love you guys, and Ted, thank you all. Thank you, Gotti. Thank you, Ted.
Yeah, no problems. Keep on crushing.
See you on the flat side. Bye.
Yeah, bye. Peace.